Hello and welcome to Immigration Hub, where we talk about immigration matters, and in this series we'll be talking about immigrating to Canada. My name, as usual, is Kuro Mendy, and I'll be looking at the provincial nominee programs available in the Canada Immigration Program. And as I mentioned in my last video, this video will focus on looking at the provincial nomination process. To start, I would go to, as usual, the Anchor website, which is cic.gc.ca, and select English. And like I showed in the demonstration when we were doing calculating the CRS scores, we saw that getting provincial nomination is a game changer for immigrating to Canada through the express entry system. And in one of my other videos, I mentioned also that in order for you to be able to enter the express entry system, you need to get a CLB score of 7 in all the 4 sections of your language exam. And then once you get into the express entry, once you get a CLB score of 7, then you can use the provincial nomination pathway to increase your score, because the provincial nomination gives you additional 600 points. So if your original points was about 200 or 300, adding 600 to that changes the game, because the maximum point you can get from the express entry comprehensive ranking system is 1200. I've also mentioned in one of my videos that even if your CLB scores, your language scores, are less than the minimum required to enter into the express entry pool, you can still get permanent residency through provincial nomination. It's just a longer process. So you will get provincial nomination, and then you will now apply for permanent residence. But what is this provincial nomination? Provincial nomination, like the name says, province nominates, is nomination you get from a province to come and stay in that province. A province in Canada is like a state in the US, so, or other countries where they use the state system. So it's like the province giving you a nomination for you to be able to come and live and work and stay in that province. Now, how do we go about this? In order for this video not to be too long, because my objective is to try and make my videos as short as possible so that people will not spend a long time and they will watch and they will move on and will keep moving. So how do we go about this process? First of all, the first thing that I'll do is to Google search, a regular Google search for this one. Provinces in Canada. So when you search provinces in Canada, you see there are 10 Canadian provinces and 3 territories. So we have province Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, New Brunswick, Newfoundland and Labrador, Nova Scotia, Ontario, Prince Edward Island, Quebec, and Saskatchewan. Now, each of these provinces, they have their own provincial nominee program, and they run it the way they want to run it, the way they see fit, depending on what they want for their province. That's how they run their provincial nominee program. So how are we going to go about this? So we're going to go province by province to understand what the requirements are in those provinces, and then based on the requirements apply for each province. Most of them have, the first step is to submit an expression of interest. So expression of interest is for you to express your interest that you are interested in their provincial nomination program. So in order to make this easy, to do this, I will just, first thing I would follow the list. The first one is Alberta. I will just Google search. Let me open another tab and just Google search Alberta Immigrant Nominee Program. So as usual in every search, you would see so many results come out, and we want to, as much as possible, go to the website that belongs to the government. So this one says Alberta Immigrant Nominee Program, but you see the website https://canximmigration.com. No, this is Alberta Advantage Immigration Program, canadavisa.com. This is not a government website. This one is www.alberta.ca. This is the government of Alberta website. And so what I've realized is they've changed the name of the program to Alberta Advantage Immigration Program. You see, the Alberta Advantage Immigration Program, formerly the Alberta Immigrant Nominee Program. So that's the one to go to. So we click on it, and then we go through it step by step to understand what the requirements are, how to be eligible, how to submit the application, and then how long typically it takes and all of that stuff. This is just a video for a general overview, just to show you how to go about the immigrant nomination program. I would recommend, if you were doing this on your own, like I said, we are able to do this on our own. The objective here is for us to be able to do it on our own. So the way to go about it is, after searching, search Alberta Immigrant Nominee Program and read about it. Like if you scroll, let's see, program streams. They have different streams. There's a stream for workers and streams for entrepreneurs. So we have this, most likely if you're a worker, streams for workers. The Alberta Advantage Immigrant Program has 3 streams for foreign workers who are living and working in Alberta or plan to live and work here. So one is the Alberta Opportunity Stream. Qualified candidates who live and work in Alberta and have a job offer from an Alberta employer can apply for this. You see, this is most likely for people that are currently living and working in Alberta on a work permit. Alberta Express Entry Stream. Qualified candidates with an Express Entry profile may be invited by AIP to apply for nomination for permanent residence. Tech workers can qualify for expedited processing under the Accelerated Tech Pathway. So they have Accelerated Tech Pathway for tech workers. See, so this immigrating to Canada, there are so many ways that a lot of people don't even look at, and then they just think that, oh, there's no way. There's so many ways to do this immigration to Canada. So you see that under the Alberta Advantage Immigration Program, there is an accelerated tech pathway, because in Alberta there is a shortage, there's a high demand of tech skills. Because of that, the government has created an accelerated tech pathway, so they make people go faster through that pathway. So if you're in tech and you are thinking to immigrate to Canada, that is something that you need to research to find out, okay, what is in it for me and how can I go about it from there. This is just Alberta. We have 10 provinces, and just going into Alberta, see what I just found. You can imagine. And there's also the rural renewal stream. I'm sure this one will be related to people that have job. Anyway, let me read it. Qualified candidates who have a job offer from an Alberta employer to work in a designated rural Alberta community. So these are people that get job, but to be in a rural community, because they are trying to populate those rural communities, to develop them as well. This is for workers. We have stream for entrepreneurs. 4 streams for entrepreneurs. One is rural entrepreneur stream, so entrepreneurs who want to start a business or buy an existing business in rural Alberta. Anyway, just to cut this short, because this is not the intent of this video. The intent of this video is just to show you about how we will go about the provincial nomination program. So what I just did for Alberta is what we're going to do for all the other provinces. And because of I know like which of the provinces are easier to get in from, I will be starting by doing it for Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan is one of the easiest provinces to get their provincial nomination or to get a nomination. Saskatchewan and Manitoba are one of the easiest. So right now, when I on my next video, I'll start with Saskatchewan, and then we will see how we'll go through the entire process and the different streams. We'll go through the entire process to see the how the application will be done for the expression of interest. So this is what we're going to do for each of these provinces. I may not do it for all the provinces. I may only do maybe 2 videos. One video for Saskatchewan, one video for Manitoba, sorry. And we might touch Alberta because that's where I live. We might come back to Alberta because that's where I live. That may be the last and the third and the last one that we're going to do. The others, I would recommend if you find that after doing these 3 maybe you're not eligible, you can look at the others, and if you have any questions, send me a message, comment on any of my videos, and I'll immediately respond to that. This is where we're going to end this video, just to keep it short, because the objective is to keep the videos very short so that people can watch them on the way or while waiting for something. Until the next video, where we'll go dive into the details of submitting an expression of interest for Saskatchewan, I want to thank you for subscribing and commenting with your questions. Like and share this video so that other people that have the same interest will be able to see it. Thank you very much, and have yourself a wonderful day. Bye.